Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I just want to really briefly talk to you about something that I've been asked recently by one of my subscribers and someone who talks to me on Facebook a little bit as well. He's thinking about starting a home studio. Now he has a similar problem to me, that I do a lot of my writing and I record a lot of my demos here in this room. It's just a regular room, there's no soundproofing. I don't do mixing and stuff in here. I tend to do that at the studio. Now here's one of the problems that I have, all right, is in my home studio, I've got an extremely powerful computer. It's very powerful, but it's very loud, okay? I've also got external noises from next door, out in the garden, especially in the summer, and kids are out all playing and stuff. And then I've also got, obviously, a lot going on in the house. There might be other people. So sometimes if I want to record a demo, I want things to be quiet. So he asked me, what's the best microphone to get for a home studio? That's when I recommended this thing. Okay, so it's the Shure SM7B microphone. I've got it on a little desk stand at the moment. I want to tell you a couple of things about why I like this microphone so much and why I think it could be ideal for your home studio. Now, I do have other microphones. I really like the Aston Origin mic, but it's so sensitive, and with this computer, if I have to record in the same room, it's just not usable. I can't use the audio at all. Now let me just show you first of all how loud this computer actually is. It's very powerful, like I said, but it's very, very noisy. So just have a listen to this. So notice how I turn the microphone away and all of a sudden that noise pretty much goes away. Now if I was to record with this microphone over that side of the room and had an artist in the room with me recording some vocals, you wouldn't be able to hear that fan. I've tried it, I've done it 100 times. You cannot hear it. The microphone does a great job. Now here's just a couple. I've got a list of my pros and cons. I'm not very good at remembering stuff off the top of my head, so I want to just tell you a few of the pros and cons. Now, one of the biggest advantages with the SM7B is the fact that it's so dynamic. It's a dynamic microphone rather than a condenser microphone, which means it doesn't pick up quite as much noise. It's not quite as sensitive. But it can also handle a really wide range of recording situations, from vocals to instruments, podcasting, broadcasts, things like what I'm doing now. And because it's a close proximity mic, you can get up nice and close and then turn the volume up a little bit, and then you haven't got to worry so much about all the external noises that are going on. It also comes with a pop filter built in and a shock mount, which reduces unwanted background noise and vibrations, ensuring that you get a nice, clean and professional sound. And last but not least, for me personally, I think it gives a really warm, natural sound. It sometimes can take a little bit of EQing for vocals, singing vocals, maybe rock vocals, but you're always, with lower budget microphones, going to have to do some of that anyway. But for me, the biggest pro to these is the fact that getting rid of all that external noise that goes on. That's the biggest pro for me when buying this microphone. It's not the cheapest microphone in the world. It's still considered budget at around sort of £350. But for our home studio, I think it's probably about as good as you're going to get if you have the same issue as me, where you've got all these external noises and maybe you don't have a sound treated room. This is ideal with one of those pop shields, just reflection shields around it. For me, this is a great microphone for exactly that kind of situation. A few of the cons are, you have to turn the gain up on my Focusrite. I have to turn it right the way up, so you can get something called a cloud lifter, which will add 2 or 3 dB to the microphone to give it a bit of a lift, so you don't have to crank that volume up quite so high, because that can be a little bit of an issue, I suppose. But I've got to be honest, I haven't got a cloud lifter right now, and I haven't had any issues with it. So, but that could be a con in certain situations. I think it can be quite sensitive to sibilants and plosives as well. So you do need to make sure that you carefully position this microphone properly. If you get, some people have a tendency to want to really get up nice and close like that, and And I think if you do that, then you are more likely to get lots of plosives if you're talking right into at the end of it. If you notice what I'm doing now, I've kind of got it angled up here, but I'm kind of talking out this way. So it's picking up a lot of my chest voice, which gives it a bassy kind of warm sound. But also, I'm not actually speaking right directly into it, which stops it from having too many of those plosives, especially in like a podcast situation. So who would I recommend this microphone for? 100% anyone who's doing podcasts, although you could get cheaper microphones to do a podcast. I've done podcasts using an SM58, which is a £99 microphone, and they work perfectly fine too. So yeah, you could use any of those. But if you have the same issue as me, where you got a lot of noise going on around you, this is a great microphone for those purposes. So highly recommended. It does have a frequency switch on the back, which I didn't mention, where you can actually change the frequency that it's coming into it, so you can get rid of some of the low end hum. But I like to keep it neutral and then EQ it to my taste in post. I kind of like it just being flat as it is, and so far I haven't had any issues with that. But again, that's all about taste, so that's up to you. You can also boost your mids, highs, and lower them also. So you've got a few options in the back of the microphone where you can toggle those things as well. So hopefully that's enough information for you if you were thinking about buying an SM7B and you was unsure as to whether it's going to be the right microphone for you. Hopefully this video helps. Give it a like, subscribe, and I'll be back with loads more tutorial videos, loads more gear, and plugin review videos as well, because I've bought a ton of new stuff recently. So I'll be letting you know what it is I'm using and how we're using it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon.